ourselves before we start dating someone.
How are my personal insecurities going to ruin this relationship?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's the first and foremost conversation to have with yourself, because we go into a relationship almost blind to our own wounds, and they resurface in the relationship, and we blame them for not providing the medication of a wound that existed before we met them.
That's so true.
Now, when you go in wounded and expect the person to provide you medication, but you don't even tell them what disease you have, we are then going to punish them for everything they do.
Oh my gosh.
You go in expecting them to be the healer or the doctor to a wound that you didn't create, but you don't even tell them your diagnosis. And as a result, it's destined for failure.
You should go first.
I mean, I have two thoughts about it. The first thing is, sometimes you don't even know what's going to come up. So it's kind of hard to like always anticipate, all right, I have this wound, but you mightn't even be aware of it because this person that you would bring up something you never knew before. So,
And
you know,
also,
that's like, huh?
You're usually like, oh, I'm perfect. Oh, I'm fine now, I'm healed. And then you get in a relationship.
Right. You already be thinking, oh, I got it together, because you wasn't, and this is like assuming the person was single for a while and then they got into a relationship and you're working on yourself and you're thinking good until you get in it, and then they don't call you back in 5 minutes and you're freaking out. So that's where I was like, all right. But I do agree with her. If it has something, you know, that is like a struggle area, like I know for, you know, anxious attachment people, maybe I'm anxious attachment, whatever. When somebody takes too long to respond to something, it does just have you on 12. Oh God. So I feel like in that case you should, and you don't even have to talk about it like this is a wound and I am like this, but you know, saying like, hey, sometimes when you take too long to call, I'm gonna be jumping up because I'm getting nervous or I'm stressed or whatever. So if you could at least just text me, oh, I'm busy, we'll talk later. Even though
But that's like an advanced thing to
that
say.
is not even a thing.
That is so advanced to be like, oh, I'm this self-aware. I know that I might have some anxious attachment tendencies. So this is what I need to. There's so many layers to what you just said. Knowing your attachment style is one thing and accepting it. And then knowing the things that are attached to the attachment style. Like, oh, this is a symptom of this. Then two, being able to communicate that. And in such a way that the person receiving it is gonna be like, you know what? You need me to respond in 2 minutes. I'm gonna respond in 2 minutes. Most people are gonna be like, girl, you're doing too much. Goodbye.
Right. That's true. Like,
asking for a lot.
yeah.
Sadia.
That is true. Like, you having the capacity to not only understand what's going on, but to verbalize it. And early on in the relationship, where it's not gonna run the person away.
Yeah, and it has to be at some point too. People are gonna expect, well, if you know this, you need to learn how to self-regulate so that if someone doesn't respond to you, you're like, okay, let me just give it 2 hours.
Right.
In the beginning, like you said, people are like, oh no, I don't need to respond to you immediately because they got 3 people that they speaking to
at the same time. That's true. Yeah.
Now it's 18 hours. Self-regulation out the window.
Self-regulation is out the window. But I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on the person, because some people, I feel like the people who are into mental health and trying to like get themselves together for dating, I feel like those people, it is easier to have these kind of conversations with, because they're trying to progress in the same way. But if it's like, I want to say the word regular, but I just mean somebody who probably not interested in mental health and into the self-awareness. Like, they're still like a good person, but they're just not this deep into it. I don't know if I come off to them and I'm like, hey, you know, I don't like when you take long to answer. Or maybe you have to use your words like, hey, I really like when you text me back to let me know. Yeah, yes. I agree.
You're so correct on that language of like, I would really appreciate it if you told me you were in a meeting, because it just lets me know to not expect a response. But like, Who is doing that? You on 10. He hasn't responded in 18 hours. I'm upset.
Right.
I'm not gonna be mincing my words. I'm gonna be like, bye, blocked.
Yeah, but also that's the other thing. Like, and I know this is like an insecurity that people have the time in when people relate.
Yeah.
Like how fast somebody texts you back or something. So
I'm not even
specific to
interested in
that situation though. Yeah, specific to that situation though. I do think a day is too long, boy. Like people, come on. Even if you're talking to 10 women, a day, I ain't not thinking you serious.
If I'm speaking to 10 people, the person I like the least, there's not amount of time for me to go to work, cook dinner, and respond to 10 people.
Right.
The 10 is not getting responded to.
Yeah, number 10 gonna get 2 days. And that'll just be what it is. Then it will be the way the relationship fizzle out will be the way it's supposed to, because you're not a priority. If you are number 10 and I take in 2 days to answer you, then yeah, I need to drop you, you need to drop me. It's fine.
Yeah, but I feel like people don't operate that way. They'll come back. I'll still come back after 2 days and be like, why are you upset? Like, we're not even a thing. Like, I don't owe you I don't owe you anything. People love not I've never had someone say that to me directly, because I think nobody would say that. That's rude. But people definitely say that on the internet. Like, oh, people have things to be going on. I'm like, there's no sound relationship with that kind of communication. It just is, it's not gonna work.
Not in the beginning, at least. I mean, yeah. I agree with you.
Not established either. You think you have a committed relationship, they're not responding in 2 days, and they didn't tell you why? If they were like, yo, I'm on the road, it's never gonna be acceptable.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just back to your main point of like she asking for a lot. I agree with that, but I didn't think so when I first heard it. But I know it's because I listen to this stuff all the time. Like, this is the thing I'm submerged into this. So I'm like, all right, yeah, this is normal. Like, you aware of your triggers and you could da. But you're right. I wonder for a regular person, if they like explaining all of this.
I guess, and I wonder if actually the healthy relationships are doing the same.
I think they are. I think the healthy relationships, people be having the deep conversations, people be having the vulnerable ones. I do think it evolves though. Like, I don't think it starts off like, here are my wounds and you're just unpacking. Yeah. But I do think the healthy relationships, people be talking. People be like, they be vulnerable for real.
I was watching a Trevor Noah clip, and I'll have to find it, but it was saying, he was basically saying, I think people should start with the deep things. Mm-hmm. Because he was saying sometimes the things that you do in the beginning is you're still kind of like on your best behavior. So if you say, hey, let's on a Saturday morning, let's go to the farmer's market, and it's freezing outside. I'm like, damn, I really don't want to go, but I really like this guy. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I should make an effort. I should go. Month 4, maybe that's their thing. Mm-hmm. Month 4, I'm like, nah, I'm not going. I'm staying in. We could do something else on a different day. It's too cold. They're like, wait, the person that I got together with liked doing those things because that's what I was doing in the beginning. And he was basically saying there should be some conversation of, hey, I'm going to go with you to this farmer's market today. This is not something I regularly do, but I really enjoy hanging out with you. So I'm going to do this now. But there's a chance that later on down the line, I'm going to want to stay in my bed and not go. And I was like, that level of transparency is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, not in the beginning though. Like,
but that is good. No, but that is good. Because if you knew up front, hey, this person's only doing this because they like me. They're not a representative. They're saying they want to do these things, but they're not things that they're regularly going to want to do. So I shouldn't expect it later.
Yeah, but then what if what if this isn't my criteria? So now you're telling me you don't want this, and I will X you out because I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. This is not something you want to do. This is something I want to do with my partner, X. And
but you do. At least you At least you're doing it at day 1 and not month 4. Without the conversation,
But I
you're
feel
gonna
like,
find out.
wait, but this is the only reason why I think it shouldn't do that in month 1, because there's so much more about this person besides the fact that they don't want to go to the thing. So,
But
like, get to know the person more.
that is advice for the person who's Xing me out because I don't want to go to the farmer's market.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be your only criteria. If you're saying, yeah, that's something that I want to do with my partner, okay. So why are you Xing me out? The same thing that you're saying you should get to know the person, get to know the person. Maybe the farmer's market thing is not a big deal and you can forego that. But at least you've been told up front, nah, farmer's market in the winter, I'm not going. I'm not going. Then they could say, okay, it was on my checklist, which, spoiler alert, it's gonna come to one of the episodes we're gonna do later on about things to look for in a partner. But you can't X people out for activities.
Yeah, I agree. But that's why I think, like, I get being vulnerable. I don't know if if you should be that vulnerable in the beginning. Like, ooh, that's too early. Let's keep it light. Let's have fun a little bit. Let's enjoy each other company.
That is true.
I mean,
That is true. But then later on,
later
you're
on.
gonna say, this was my criteria, and now I like these other things. So now, fine, I'll go along with it because I like these other things.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of compromising though? Like
Yes,
it's kind of
exactly. You are going to be compromising the whole time, though. Like, as you progress in the relationship, there are going to be things both people have to compromise on, and I feel like that's normal.
that is normal, but I feel like I'm thinking of another example, which is like someone having a kid and them telling you your criteria is, I don't want nobody with kids.
And they didn't tell you early.
If they don't tell you early,
yeah. Okay, fine. The kid, you need to tell me that day 1, because that coming with so much responsibilities. Like, I gotta know if I can handle that. But I feel like, I guess it depends on what it is. Something serious like kids, yes, you gotta tell somebody you have kids early, even though people be hiding that. But
I met someone on a trip and they had said like, oh, they just got married, and then I asked them, oh, do you guys have kids? First of all, I needed to stop assuming that everyone does have kids, because everyone that I'm cool with doesn't have kids. So automatically I met them, they're like, oh, around the same age. I'm like, oh, cool. Something about like not having kids, and they're like, no, we both have kids. And I was like, oh, how many? And they were like, 2 each. Then the wife said, oh, but he might have 3. I said, what? She's like, yeah, I might just have found out about that. And I was like, whoa.
awkward.
So awkward. So I was like, yeah, that is not a surprise that I would want for me to be like, you know what? I do like the guy. He does have 1 kid as a deal breaker, but okay, I did get to know him. So I'm glad he didn't tell me month 1. He told me month 4.
Yeah, no, a kid is too much. But I feel like your preference of going to, I don't, man.
Yeah, those things kind of don't matter though.
Yeah, the preference of going to the farmer's market. Cause this is the thing, right? In month 4, when he wants you to go and you don't want to go, it might be that you like him so much you end up going anyway, even though it's something you don't like to do. So
but it'll probably be more of, you know what? I really don't like going to the farmer's market. I'll go with you every other month.
Right.
But I'm not going every month.
Right. Or even every other week. So it's just not every month. So it's not like that much. It doesn't feel like that much of a sacrifice. So that is the other thing. It's like, so much of these videos and the relationship advice, while I like it, you have to apply it to your situation. Like, you really do. Because, some people, the farmer's market is like 1,000,000% important. And a kid is, okay, that's a exaggerated example. A kid is less important. But either way, you gotta apply whatever it is to you. Some people, if they're being vulnerable, they would love that. Like, I feel like because I like to have all these deep conversations. If some man wants to pour out his heart to me day one, I would be like, oh, I'm in love. But
I
then other
literally
people
was
would be like, oh, too much.
too
He was
much.
telling me too much too fast. So
I was told too much too fast, and I wasn't even pouring my heart out. I was just asking questions, and they were like, "I feel like you always like to have deep conversations," and and I was thinking, you don't like to have enough.
right. You're right. You see?
Shallow
That is
conversation.
the thing, yeah. So it depends. Like two people who like to have deep conversations get together, oh, they're gonna be in glee. Oh, by the way,
Indeed.
have you heard this thing? It's called like demisexual, where it's like you
I
okay.
think that's me.
Yeah, exactly. So a person like that, you want to have the deep conversations up front and it's not going to derail you. Like
I
that probably
hate
make the person more attractive to you. But then other
uh,
people might be like too much too fast. So I think you have to it depends.
I don't even want someone who doesn't know how to spell. That's crazy to me.
Well,
Don't tell me.
I can't judge anybody that spell you. You read my text message. You know
No, but
my ass
yours
can
are
spell.
fine. And like if anything, autocorrect to autocorrect. If you sending stuff where I can't even understand
Oh
what you're
yeah,
trying
yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I mean, sometimes autocorrect be correcting the wrong thing and it already pressed send. So I have
to
mercy
define.
for people who can't
Uh-uh.
spell.
No, no.
But yeah,
But I think that's it. I don't think we
yeah.
need more. But yeah, tell us what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Are you having deep conversations early, or are you waiting until month 4, I guess? Or
Yeah.
month 3, month 4, we together. What
Month
do you
forward
mean
together.
deep conversations in
That's
month 4?
true.
We together. We go together real bad.
Yeah,
Like it's
that's true.
all right. Catch you guys later.
Bye.